Hello, folks. Welcome to today's football predictions and best crafts. Another very beautiful Wednesday, it's another day, and we'll come up with our predictions as usual. What we do always looking at football matches that are happening across the globe, and among these many games that are happening, we select a few of them, and look into those few before bringing it forward for you. That's what we do on a daily basis, and we saw how we fared yesterday. Our games yesterday, all of it, just came out just the way we predicted it and we won. Kudos to all of us who participated yesterday, and today we go again. I want to also urge you to remember to join our VIP group. The link will always be in the description of this very video. Join our VIP where we'll be putting out, fewer games that we believe are closer to certainty. All right, also remember to subscribe. If you're coming across our video for the first time, do that and turn on the notification so that you get notified time when we make our video. All right, that being said, without further ado, we head to the business of today, and today we have our games lined up, starting with the UEFA Nations League. Where we have Germany who will be coming up against Portugal. All right, when we look at the stats for each of these matches, each of these teams, we could see that the German side have actually in the last 6 matches winning 4 matches out of those 6 games. They've also had 2 draws in the last 6 matches that they had. And the away side, Portugal, on the other hand, have won 3 games and 2 draws, also losing 1 match in the last 6 games. All right, when you look at how the two teams fared for home and away basis, you can see that the German side are doing so very well at the moment, winning 8 games in the last 10 home matches. They've also had 2 draws out of those. And away side, Portugal have managed to achieve 5 victories and 2 draws, also losing 3 matches in the last 10 away games that they had. The last away game they had was against Denmark. We saw them losing on that occasion by 1-0 to Denmark on that occasion. And the last time both teams met, it was a 4-2 victory for Germany on that occasion. That was, far back to 2021. Okay, but in this very one, we are going for the German side to not lose there. We expect to see the home side either winning or draw, and yet we're going to see on that 4.5 in this very one. So home win or draw, and on the 4, that's all valid for that very encounter. And the next is in the Egyptian League Cup, where we have Ismaili who will be lining up against Cleopatra. All right, for Ismaili, they've had 1 victory and 3 draws in the last 6 matches. They've also had 2 losses as well. And Cleopatra, on the other hand, have won 2 games and a draw, losing 3 matches out of the last 6 games that they have so far. When you look at how the two teams fared from home and away perspective, you can see that for the home side, Ismaili, it is 2 victories and 3 draws in the last 10 home matches. They've also had, 5 losses. And away side, Cleopatra, who have done better, winning 4 games from away. They've also had 1 draw. They've also had 2 draws and as well as 4 losses, that have had so far in the last 10 away matches that they have so far. But we could also see that in recent games that they had, they've been scoring. Aside that the last away game they had was sort of, winning against our Masri by 4 goals to 0 from away. They also beat Petrojet by 2 goals to 0, and also ZFC received 4-1. So it shows that most of the matches for Cleopatra have actually been, coming up with goals. And Ismaili also in the last home game they had against El Guana, they won by 3 goals to 0 on that occasion. So putting all this together, also noting the fact that Cleopatra, actually won the last 2 meetings between two sides. But in this very one, we're going for the goals there. We expect to see a minimum of 2 goals appearing in this very encounter. So it is another 1.5. That's all valid for this very encounter. All right, that takes us to the next for today. But it is also in Egyptian League Cup, where we have National Bank of Egypt will be up against MP. All right, for National Bank, it is 2 victories and 2 draws, as well as 2 losses. And MP, on the other hand, have won 2 games, having 3 draws, as well as 1 loss in the last 6 matches. All right, when you look at how the two teams are fared from home and away perspective, you can see that the home side, National Bank of Egypt, have been able to achieve 5 victories in the last 10 home matches. They've also had 4 draws as well as 1 loss. And away side MP, on the other hand, have won 3 games, and they've also had 3 wins as well as 4 losses in the last 10 away matches. Okay, and on head-to-head basis. All right, we could see that last meeting between two sides saw National Bank beating this very side by 1 goal to 0. And also, what you've mentioned is the fact that the last, 7 games for MP, the away side have not produced a lot of goals. It's just always, under 2.5 in the last 7 matches that they had so far. All right, but in this very one, we expect to see the National Bank on the home side not losing here. So, noting the fact that they have actually shown better promise playing from home, we expect to see just only they had only just one loss in the last 10 home games. So we're supposed to say National Bank not losing here. It is a home side to win or draw and under 4.5. Home win or draw and under 4.5. That's what we expect. All right, the next game that we have for you today is in the Icelander second division where we have a shorter of Vogar who will be up against Ajay. All right, for Vogar, the home side, it is five victories in the last 6 matches, and also one loss out of the last 6 games. And we side Ajay have won 3 games and a draw, losing 2 matches in the last 6 games. All right, when you take a look at how these two teams fare for home and away basis, the home side Shorter of Boga have actually been able to achieve 9 victories out of the last 10 home matches. They only had one loss, and away side on the other hand have had 3 victories and 3 draws, and also they've lost 4 matches out of the last 10 away games that they have so far. Okay, on head-to-head basis, Shorter of Boga have actually dominated the last 3 meetings between the two sides. Winning on all 3 occasions. So we do expect the home side, Short of Bogard winning outrightly here. So it is a home side to win. That's all valid for that very encounter. All right. And the next we have for you today, which will be the last, it is in Ecuador Primera B, second division in Ecuador, where we have Gulacayo who up against 22 de Julio. All right, when you look at Gulacayo, the home side, in the last 6 matches, it is 4 victories and a draw, as well as one loss. And the away side, 22 de Julio have had 2 victories and 2 draws, as well as 2 losses in the last 6 matches. All right. Looking at performance from home and away basis, we see that the home side have done very well here, winning 7 games and 2 draws in the last 10 home matches. Okay, they've also had one loss in the last 10 home games that they have so far. And as a matter of fact, the last 4 home matches that they have, so they're winning all 4. The last Okay, the last 10 home games have produced 7 wins, all right, and 2 draws. All right, on the away side, 22 Gigilio have managed to achieve 4 victories and 3 draws in the last 10 away games that they have so far. And as a matter of fact, the last 3 away games saw them winning just 1 and losing 2 out of those 3 away matches that they have so far. Okay, and head-to-head basis, the head-to-head record we have here was actually match of this very year. We saw them playing out a 1-1 draw on that occasion. It was to Gigilio who played from home on that occasion, and putting all these stats together, we expect to see the home side to do very well here. Having seen the win, the likes of Vino Tinto, Vargas Torres, and San Antonio all being defeated when Gulacasio played from home. So we do expect to see the home side do very well and winning outrightly in this very one. Home win. That's our verdict, and that will bring our predictions for you today on Betcraft to conclusion. We wish you the very best of luck and always hope your ticket goes green. So remember to play responsibly as these are football games. Sometimes some other factors may come up and affect the game. Something like red card and the rest of them. But we do not pray for that. We pray for absolute victory in all of our games. All right. That being said, tomorrow is another day. We'll be back for our predictions, and do not miss out. But that time, keep winning.